What do you need to know about active safety technology and which car brands offer the best active safety features? That's what we're going to find out. Welcome to Car Help Corner, where we help you, the consumer, master the process of car buying and car ownership. As time goes on, more and more car brands are starting to include more active safety features as standard on their new cars, which is a really good thing because active safety technology like automatic emergency braking, backup cameras, adaptive cruise control, and so on really do help to prevent accidents. There are a lot of different active safety features to be aware of though if you're shopping for a new car. So to understand what these features are, how they work, and which car brands offer the best active safety technology, make sure to stick around to the end of this video. Now, every car brand has their own names for their suite of active safety tech. Ford, for example, has their Co-Pilot 360, Subaru has EyeSight, Toyota has their Toyota Safety Sense, and Honda has Honda Sensing. Now for this video, I'm going to be focusing on Toyota Safety Sense and Honda Sensing for a comparison because Toyota and Honda are two of the largest, most popular car brands, and they also have the most comprehensive suite of active safety tech that comes standard on every single one of their cars. I'm going to start off by going through Toyota Safety Sense as I sit behind the wheel of the 2022 Toyota Prius Prime, which comes standard with Toyota Safety Sense 2.0. Now that's going to give you a wide range of active safety features as standard on every trim level. The first of those features is Toyota's pre-collision system. Now, pre-collision is basically automatic emergency braking. That's going to include an alert in case you're about to collide with another car. It's going to alert you ahead of time, and if you don't take any action, it's going to automatically apply the brakes to help prevent that collision from happening. The latest version of the pre-collision system that comes on Toyota Safety Sense 2.0, the one that comes standard on most Toyota cars, is more sophisticated and doesn't just work on other cars, but it can also detect pedestrians too, which is really good. And if you get the latest version of Toyota Safety Sense 2.5 Plus that comes as standard on the Camry and the Highlander, it can also detect cyclists and help you out with emergency situations like evasive steering maneuvers or if you have an emergency in an intersection, which is very helpful. Now the next feature that comes included is lane departure alert with steering assist. Now this is basically when your car is veering out of its lane, the car is able to detect the lines on the road and alert you so that you can get back into the lane. What the steering assist is going to do is that it's going to nudge the steering wheel just a little bit to help center the car in the lane, just in case you don't pay attention to the alert. And it also works very well with the next safety feature that's included, which is adaptive radar cruise control. Now, a lot of people are familiar with this feature. This is basically when you set the cruise control on your car, and the car is automatically able to speed up and slow down, applying the accelerator or the brakes to help maintain speed with the cars that's in front of you on the road. The latest version of Toyota Safety Sense 2.5 Plus also includes curve management. Now what this means is that the car is automatically going to adjust speed for curves in the road, which is really nice so that you're not going to be going too fast as you approach a corner on the highway. Another great feature that you get with the adaptive cruise control is something called lane tracing assist. Now, similar to the steering assist with the lane departure warning, what this does is that it's going to nudge the steering wheel to help keep the car centered in the lane on the highway. Now, I can even take my hands off the steering wheel completely and the car is just going to keep itself centered in the lane, kind of like an autopilot system on a Tesla. Now I have to admit that this lane tracing feature does work pretty well. I can even take my hands off the steering wheel completely, although that's not advised, for up to around 10 seconds. At that point, the car is going to alert me to put my hands back on the steering wheel where they belong. So it's not exactly like a true autopilot system. You still need to keep your hands on the steering wheel for safety. Now, although the system works very well, I have noticed that the lane trace assist can be just a little bit fidgety. I've been driving with the adaptive cruise control on for a while now, and when I take my hands off the steering wheel, there are moments when it does bounce a little bit too much in between the lanes. So I suspect that the system could use a little bit more polishing, and it's probably something that Toyota has fixed for the 2.5 Plus version. There are some companies that do an amazing job with these similar autopilot features. Kia and Hyundai is one that comes to mind with their highway driving assist. So as time goes on, I can just see these systems getting better and better. What is really good about this lane trace assist feature is that you can disable it using a button on the steering wheel. So if you don't want to have the car constantly nudging the steering wheel to keep you within the lanes, you can just turn that feature off completely, which is really nice. Now, to round out Toyota Safety Sense, the next feature that you get are auto high beams. Now, this is basically when the car is automatically going to turn on the high beam headlights if it's very dark and there are no oncoming cars straight ahead. This is a really great safety feature to have if you do a lot of late night driving. Now, although it's not formally part of Toyota Safety Sense, another great active safety tech that Toyota includes on a lot of their models is their blind spot monitoring system with rear cross traffic alert. Blind spot monitoring is basically when you have a sensor in your side view mirrors that alerts you if there's any cars that are in your blind spot so that you can perform a lane change safely. Rear cross traffic alert basically alerts you if there's any oncoming cars or pedestrians as you're backing up. A very useful feature to have when you're backing out of your driveway so you don't have to worry if there's any cars or people that are oncoming. What's great is that Toyota includes blind spot monitoring and rear cross traffic alert as standard on all the cars with Toyota Safety Sense 2.0, which basically includes everything in the lineup except for the trucks, which is really great. I have to say, Toyota really does deserve a lot of credit for making all of these active safety features as standard on every single one of their cars, and they've been doing that for a very long time. They were the first company to do that back in 2017, and even include all these safety features on their cheapest cars like the Corolla. And ever since, they've been putting pressure on other car brands to do the exact same thing, which is really good. Now the question is, how really good is Toyota Safety Sense? How does it compare to the other active safety features that you get from other car brands like Honda with their Honda Sensing? Well, it's time to get behind the wheel of one and find out. Okay, so now I'm behind the wheel of the all-new 2022 Honda Civic to see how Honda Sensing compares to Toyota Safety Sense. Now, what's great about Honda is that Honda Sensing does include just as many safety features as Toyota Safety Sense, even on the cheapest Honda models like this 2022 Civic. For example, you get forward collision warning with collision mitigation braking, which is pretty much the equivalent of Toyota's pre-collision system. This is going to alert you and even apply the brakes in an emergency situation if you're about to collide with an oncoming car or a pedestrian. You also get lane departure warning with lane keep assist, which is going to alert you if you're drifting out of your lane and even nudge the steering wheel just a little bit to help keep you centered, which again is very similar to the system that you get with Toyota Safety Sense. Let's talk about some of the differences though, because there definitely are a few. One of the first ones has to do with the blind spot technology. Now, like I said earlier, Toyota does include blind spot monitoring with rear cross traffic alert as standard on most of the models, including the cheapest versions of the Corolla, which is really great. With Honda Sensing though, Honda only includes blind spot monitoring as standard on this 2022 Civic. If you want to get rear cross traffic alert, you do have to move up to the highest trim level, which is not so great. It would really be nice to have that ability to alert you when you're backing out of a driveway, just like Toyota gives you. Other Honda models don't even include blind spot monitoring at all. Like the CR-V, for example, on the lower trim levels only gives you something called Honda Lane Watch, which instead of a blind spot sensor gives you a live camera feed of what's in your blind spot on the passenger side of the car. Now, some owners are a big fan of Honda Lane Watch, but it would be really nice to see them included on both the driver's side and passenger side, not just on the passenger side. And personally, I am a bigger fan of a regular blind spot monitoring system like you get on the Civic. I really wish that Honda would include this on more trim levels on every single one of their models. Another somewhat unique feature that you get with Honda Sensing is something called traffic sign recognition. Now, this is not included on a lot of Toyota cars. With traffic sign recognition, the car uses the camera system in order to detect what the speed limit is on the road, and it's going to notify you with an image on your instrument display or even on your head-up display so you know exactly what the speed limit is. A very useful feature to have. Now, like Toyota Safety Sense, Honda Sensing also includes automatic high beams and adaptive cruise control, which is really great. But there are some differences in the way that Honda's adaptive cruise control system works when compared to Toyota. Now, I've been driving this 2022 Civic for some time now on the highway, and I have to say that I'm very impressed with the way the adaptive cruise control system works. It's very smooth with the way it's able to speed up and slow down with the car in front of me. The only major difference with Toyota Safety Sense is when it comes to its autopilot capability. Unlike Toyota, which includes lane tracing assist, which is constantly able to keep the car centered in the lane on the highway, kind of like an autopilot, Honda Sensing only includes lane departure mitigation. So it's only going to alert you and slightly nudge the steering wheel if the car is drifting out of its lane. It would be really nice to see Honda offer something much closer to a true autopilot system like Toyota's Tracing Assist or Kia and Hyundai's Highway Driving Assist, but for what it is, this is a pretty good system. What Honda has done a very good job with is the way that you interact and use all of these different safety features. Most of the controls are on the steering wheel for activating your adaptive cruise control, your road departure mitigation, which is very straightforward, and you also have a button beside the steering wheel that pulls up all of your different safety features so that you can activate or deactivate whichever ones that you wish. When it comes right down to it, both Toyota and Honda are doing an amazing job with their active safety tech. They include more active safety features as standard on more of their models than pretty much any other brand, and the features that they do have work extremely well. If I did have to declare a winner between the two though, I would definitely give that win to Toyota Safety Sense, especially the 2.5 Plus version that you get on the latest models. It's just a much more comprehensive suite of active safety tech with included features like blind spot monitoring and rear cross traffic alert, which you still don't get on a lot of Honda models as standard. You also have a better highway tracing assist system similar to autopilot, which again Honda doesn't include on Honda Sensing. It's amazing to think that what was once considered super advanced tech for expensive luxury cars has now trickled down to economy cars that the average consumer can now afford. That's pretty great. And of course, Toyota and Honda are not the only brands with their own suite of active safety technology. Like I said earlier in the video, pretty much every car brand has their own version of these systems. Now, others might not be quite as comprehensive, but as time goes on, we're definitely going to be seeing a lot more of these safety features roll out down the road. So let me know what you think about all these different active safety technologies. Would you buy a car that doesn't include these features, or are they a must-have for you? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe. You can also check out some of my other car videos by checking out these links over here. Make sure to follow me on TikTok and Instagram. And if you need any additional car buying advice, recommendations, or help with getting a great deal on your next new car purchase, you can also check out carhelpcanada.com. Thanks so much for watching, and see you next time.